The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, welcome to the Ultriva Rules and Alerts webinar. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. You'll see a raise hand icon there on your GoToMeeting dashboard. All right, I see several hands going up. Thank you, thank you. All right. We are ready to get started. So, my name is Lori McNeely. I've been supporting Ultriva for more than 5 years now. Joining me is Naveen, and he has been supporting Ultriva about twice as long as I have.
Hi everyone. Lori, I don't think you're sharing the presentation yet.
Oh, hey, that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, now you can see our pictures.
Yep.
All right. All right, so we'll go over a few FAQs. If you have a question, please use the question box. We'll try to get to everything as we go throughout the webinar or at the end. And in fact, we will be recording it. We are recording it right now, and we're going to have it available on our help site so that you can view that in the future. And we do plan on hosting these on the third Thursday of the month at about this time. And our next webinar is going to be February 20th. And we are doing these in Ultriva version 7.5 or higher. So our agenda for today, we want you to gain a better understanding of how to create the rules that generate the alerts in Ultriva. We will be going over a lot of the basics and the how-tos today. And this will end up being a multi-part webinar. So we're going to have a little series going here of rules and alerts. And we're going to have a few short surveys throughout this webinar, and we'll give you the results. Actually, in this one, I think we are only going to have one survey question. A few things about this. The rules that you create in Ultriva set up the alerts that get generated when something happens in Ultriva or maybe something doesn't happen in Ultriva. These alerts can be shown in the browser when the user logs in. It can be sent via email, or it can be both browser and email. And as a note, you can get some detailed information about the rules when you click the How Do I feature when you're viewing the rules list. I'll go over where this is and you know what information you're going to see when you do that. A couple of things here. The alerts themselves can be set up at the system level or at the local level. So system level rules, if you're the app CSR or the super user for your division, you may have access to the system rules. Otherwise, you should be creating these in the local rules. One important note is please do not make any changes at the system level without some assistance from Ultriva. And that is because at the system level, if you're using integration, there are going to be some integration rules, and we don't want any mistakes made and mess up any of those integration rules. A few things that you need to keep in mind as you're creating these rules is what kind of an alert do you want? You know, maybe when a card's released or rescheduled, maybe supplier has missed their ship date, maybe for adding notes. So what exactly do you want? And also you might want to check for an existing rule, because if there is a rule that's already out there, you don't want to create a duplicate and cause even more browser alerts or email alerts to be delivered. And you'll need to decide who you want to receive that alert and how you want that alert delivered. We were just kind of discussing that, whether that be browser, email, or both. You'll need to decide on what you want for the subject of that alert. And as you're creating these, most most of the ones that are out there, they're going to have some default values that can be automatically populated. Maybe help you out a little bit. And also, you'll need to decide on the body of that alert. What you'll need to think about what fields you want to include. And most of those rules, again, will have some default values so that you don't have to make all of these decisions. Something very important to keep in mind is, depending on the type of rule that you create, when you create it, it will generally go into effect for cards that are released after this time. So if you have cards that are already in cycle, this rule that you're creating may not apply to those until they go back through the loop again. And with that, I think we are ready for our first poll question. So Naveen, if you can kick that off.
Yep, here is that poll question. I hope everybody can see it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep. All right. So have you ever created a rule in Ultriva? So we see some votes coming in.
Yep. Yeah, we see a lot of votes coming in. We'll wait about 10 to 15 more seconds to see, and then we will close this poll and share the results with everybody.
Oh, wow. All right. All right. Looks like most people have voted.
Okay, I am closing the poll right now.
All right.
Here are the results.
All right. So all right. So it looks like we're pretty close of people who maybe have created a rule or haven't. So it's very good. I wasn't sure what the results of this were going to be.
Okay, let me hide it and we can continue with the webinar.
All right, so we've done our poll question, so it looks like we are ready to begin our demo here. So we'll get this started here. All right. So to create a rule in Ultriva, you need to have a plant admin type of role to have access. So if you click on admin, and then you should see rules, and this drops you here so that you can, you see our two tabs here. We got system and local. So let's say we want to create a rule for when we release an order to the supplier. So the first thing we want to do is maybe check through the existing rules and see if we have something where we've released, for orders released to the supplier. So we've got some reschedules or recall, maybe a short shipment or notes. So I don't see anything here on the local rules tab. So let's try these system rules and let's see what we've got here. So with the system rules, we do see some that are disabled. But we also see one here that is enabled, and it does say supplier cards released. And if we read it, it does say when a new order or card is released. So this is a rule for that. But if we look at the notify to, it's only being sent to one person in the browser. So it looks like this person is doing some testing. It's only going to them. So if we create a rule for releasing an order to the supplier, we're not going to create a duplicate in this case. A couple of things I did want to point out on this system rules. Again, these are created at the app CSR or super user kind of a role. But we do see that these other rules here are going to a table. And these are your integration rules. And so if you see table, you definitely do not want to edit any of those. We're on a test system here, so we got some of our stuff disabled, so that's why we've got the little X's there. But I'm going to go back to our local rules tab because that's where we can add our new rule. And to add a new one, all we got to do is click the add button to start out with here. And the first thing we have to do is give it a title. And so maybe we can call this order released. And next we choose which type of rule that we want. And actually this is the first one for card or orders released to the supplier. I'm going to go ahead and select that. All right, once we select it, we now have the ability to do some additional filtering. If we click on the all items, we could actually, it'll bring up a little pop-up box here in a second here, and we can choose specific item numbers that we would want to apply this rule to if we put a check mark there. I do want this for all items, so I'm just going to click the cancel button here. And the same for suppliers. Right now this is set to all suppliers. We can click that if we only wanted this to be for 1 or 2 suppliers, we could. But I'm going to cancel that as well because I do want it to be for all suppliers. All right, so we have this part done. We're ready to click the next button. Okay, next we get to decide how we want this message sent. Table, we're not going to worry about that ever. But next we have the choice of browser and email. This time around, I'm only going to choose browser. The next one we do, we'll choose email as well, but we'll only worry about browser in this case. Next we get to decide who do we want this to be sent to. Looks like by default we have the buyer user and supplier user. Maybe we also want maybe the purchase user and supplier contact. I know a lot of people may have a question, who are these users? Who is this? These are the users that are assigned to the items. And so what I will do is I'm going to open up a new tab here. I'm going to right click admin and choose open in new tab. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here and we're going to go, I'm going to go to the item. And I'm going to edit this first item to give a demonstration here. So I'm going to jump back here over to this tab. So the buyer user, we'll get to that first. The buyer user, quality user, and purchase user. Okay, so buyer user is your item coordinator, whoever is here. The quality user, you may not have this option in your version. If you're using the QMS module, if you're on the latest version, this would be your quality user. And then your purchase user is whoever is defined here. So if we jump back over to this tab, we have our buyer, purchase, and quality user. So those are the 3 we just did. So now we need to decide who are the supplier users and who are the supplier contacts. All right, so we'll jump back over here. In the item information for this item, I'll go to the supplier tab and edit that. So your supplier user is whoever is defined right here. And then your supplier contacts are found in this additional contacts. So there are 3 people here for this item. And this does say supplier contact. However, all 3 people, if we have this check marked, all 3 people, when we release a card for this item, they're going to receive that browser notification. So that's who these recipients are. There is an additional box down here so that you can put in specific usernames, and then these people will always be delivered an email when an order gets released. So maybe for myself, maybe I want to, I'm sorry, a browser alert. Maybe I want to have the browser alert every time somebody releases a card. I can enter my name and I will receive that. And I've talked to one of my coworkers, and maybe he also wants to receive this browser notification when an order gets released. I can add him here as well. So you can add several more. It's not limited to 1. All right. The next part is the message subject. And so as I was saying earlier, there is a default subject. If we click this, it will automatically populate this with some values that have been predefined by Ultriva. And what this is saying is that the subject is going to be a card, and then anything within brackets here we do not want to edit because we don't want to mess that up, because anything between these brackets, Ultriva is going to grab that information from the database for this particular action. So this card is released for item, okay, and then it's going to give us our item number here. And so maybe maybe that sounds great, and maybe we want to just leave this as is because it's what we want. But if you would, well, maybe we can just go ahead. I'm going to press the space bar. Maybe we want to say, maybe we want to add the released date here, or the date and time that this was released. So we can add the word released, and then we can insert a field. If we click the insert field here, it's going to insert it in our subject. This brings up all of the fields that are available. We have card fields, cycle fields, item fields, and plant fields. These are in alphabetical order for this tab. So if I want the release date, it's probably on here somewhere. There it is, release date. I'm going to just leave that for now, but I'll show you we've got some cycle fields that have things like maybe the unit price for this particular cycle or release of this card, or the PO number. We also have some item fields that are available, and some plant fields that are available as well. I'm going to go back to our card fields. We're going to add this release date here. I'm going to insert that. So this is going to be what our subject is. The message body, I don't necessarily want to think about it too hard, but so I'll click the default body and see what Ultriva thinks some good information to include here. So it's going to show us the card this is released for this item number, and our ship date and our card quantity. And again, anything in these braces that's going to be pulled for this specific release. I'm going to leave this piece as is. Maybe the next one will insert some fields in the next time we create a rule here. The next thing that we have to choose from here is appending notes. And so if we check mark this, and if this particular action that generates the alert, in this case, that's going to be releasing an order. So when you release an order, you do have the ability to add a note. And so since that is the case, if we wanted to, we could check mark append notes. And if a note's added when these cards get released, then that note would be appended to our message body down here. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that unchecked. But a very nice feature here, we do have something here called preview rule, which will show you a little bit about what this alert is going to look like. And if we look, sure enough, this is going to be our subject. It's going to show us our card ID, our sample, our item number, and when it's released. It is filled here with a little bit of dummy data. All right, once you're, we'll go ahead and close that. If it looks good, then we are ready for the next button. The repeat, I'm going to leave this as 0 here for 0 times, and there is an option here for days, hours, and minutes. I am going to leave these as 0.
Mary?
Yes.
Can you go back? People are asking questions about the verify syntax. So can you explain that on the subject and body?
Okay. Okay. So with the verify syntax, what that does is it makes sure that if you were to try to edit some of the stuff here between the braces, once you click that, it's either going to say errors found or no errors found. So if you were to inadvertently modify some of these brackets or some of these things, the verify syntax will kind of help you out. All right. Anything else at this time?
That should be good.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I'll go ahead and click the next button. So we will go through the repeat on the next rule that we create, but for now we're going to leave this as zeros. And I'll go ahead and say finish. All right, we did have that preview rule when we were adding the rule. Once you are here, there is also a preview rule, so whatever you have highlighted, you can have a look at what the existing rules are going to look like. All right, so we do have this for an order released, so what I am going to do is, actually we're going to go over here and to my other tab, and I'm going to release a card. I'm going to select one of these. I'll select our first item here, and maybe I'll release 2 of them here. Okay, so when you so we've released a card that's going to trigger our alert that we just created, and it's going to deliver this to our browser. It won't be immediate because there is a process that runs in the background. It runs about every 5 minutes that's going to do these browser alerts. So to save a little bit of time, I've done a few releases earlier, and so they're going to show up here in the alerts panel. And if I click the view button here, sure enough, this looks pretty much exactly like what we were just now doing. I click on the X to close that, and you can click on each one of these. You can dismiss them individually by clicking the X. I am viewing the first 4 of 8, so I have another page. In case you were not aware, I will show you a neat little tip. There's a little button up here. If we hover our mouse over that and click that, we can manage all of our alerts. We can dismiss all of them that are here on the screen with just one click. I'm going to click the Manage button to show you what will show up here. So so we got all 10 of these. Oh, see, I had 8. Now I've got 10. So that process ran, and now the last 2 cards that we just released are shown here at the top. And with this, you can click on them and it changes your data over here in the alert message column. And with this, we can dismiss all of them here with our single click. If we wanted to choose specific ones, we can put a check mark there and click the dismiss button for dismissing the ones that we have check marked. So I went down from the 10 now down to 7 browser alerts here. This is kind of a neat little thing. Maybe some of you knew it and maybe some of you did not, about a nice way to get to all of your browser alerts. Right, I'm going to go back to our tab here where we are at Admin Rules, and we can create a second rule here. And so maybe we want to create a rule for when the supplier has missed their ship date. So they have a late shipment. So we look at the existing rules. I see something here for short shipment. So maybe they did, for when they didn't send all of the quantity that they were supposed to. But I don't see anything here for a late shipment. So we can click the Add button, and we need to give it a title. Late shipment sounds good. And then we need to choose which rule that we want. And this one will actually be when goods are due. And so I need to select that. And same options here. We have all items and all suppliers. We can click that and filter that down a little more if we wanted to. But in this case, I'll leave it for all items and all suppliers. We'll go ahead and click the Next button here. And this one, I said we would definitely, we want it to go to the browser, but also maybe we want it to go via email as well. And if you notice, when I put a check mark here on email, we have a new selection box here for grouping. And we have some options under grouping. And the grouping is every 1, 2, 4, 8, 12, or 24 hours. And what the grouping does, if we were to say group every 24 hours, what that would do is it would only send one email for every late shipment within that 24-hour period. So instead of, if the supplier has missed 5 shipments, instead of getting 5 separate emails, it's going to group them, and there's going to be one email showing all five cards. I'm going to leave the grouping at none, and so if there's no grouping, for every release, there's going to be an email. I'm sorry, this one's late shipment. For every late shipment, there's going to be an email. And we've already discussed our users, but maybe I do want to have this sent to myself and my coworker as well. And again, to save me from having to think about it, of inserting my own fields, I can choose default subject, and this is late shipments for, and then it gives kind of a required ship date. Maybe I do want to add to that. Maybe I want to say add our item number, and I can just maybe say for item, or maybe card. Let's choose card. I can spell here. Okay, and so maybe we want to insert our card number here in the subject. I'll do an insert field, and we can maybe look, actually I'm kind of liking the release ID, which will kind of be our whole card number plus cycle number plus our checksum. So I'm going to do the full release ID here. All right, and next for the message body, I'll see what Ultriva has for the default body here, and looks like we've got our supplier name, an item number, supplier item number. So the supplier could have a different item number than we have, so that might be a nice thing to have, and the card number and the quantity. And the alert's going to look pretty much like it does right now. Everything's kind of going to be on one line or a few lines and wrapped with the commas. So maybe I want to separate this a little bit. This is kind of like any, editing anything in an email or Word. I'm going to put my cursor here, press the Enter key, and just drop some of these things down to the next line and make it a little more readable. So now that we got this a little more, a little easier to read and to see, maybe we want it to look a little bit like what we were seeing on the last alert, where we had some stuff in some bold font, maybe some blue, it was a little bit bigger. So we have some editing tools here. So I'm just going to highlight maybe our supplier name. We'll put that in bold. I'll click bold. And so now we can see that's in bold. I'll highlight it again, and maybe we can change the font here to say a 14-point font. We can see that's now bigger. And maybe we want to change the color of it. There is a color palette here, and so any place where we where our these crosshairs are, that's going to change our color. Right now our color is black. It's what's down here on the screen in this box. So I can point at something up here in this area, or I can maybe point at something down here, and we'll change the color to blue, and we'll select OK. So now, hey, we've got this in a nice blue color. It's in bold, and so a little bit bigger. So we can do kind of the same thing to that one's 16 to something else here. We'll make that kind of the same color. So hopefully you get the idea of how you can kind of customize some of these things. You can also justify the text or indent. You can also put numbers, or an ordered list, or do bullet points. If you don't like what you have, there is a trash can here, and it will clear out all of the values, everything in the message body here. I'm going to press the enter key, and I'm going to go down in the message body a little bit. These next three little icons will insert a link of some sort. One's an application link, a next action link, or a print card link. So if I click this, sure enough, it does put a little embedded link here that says click here to log into the application. I know many of you are from Emerson, so a strong word of warning here for you Emerson folks. You actually log into...
Laurie, 1 minute.
Sure.
I guess you might need to speak a little louder. I'm hearing some people can't hear you.
Okay. All right.
So
is this
if
better?
anybody is having problem hearing Laurie, can they raise their hand right now?
All right.
Yeah, I see about 3 or 4 hands being raised. So I
Okay.
think,
I will try to talk a little bit louder.
okay.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. All right. So a strong word of warning to the Emerson folks that are here. You log into one server, and your suppliers will log into an external or separate server that's not on the Emerson network. So if you were to embed a link here, that link will not work for them because they are not logging in using the same server. So if you're at Emerson, please do not use any of these embedded links. And actually, I'm going to highlight that and press the delete key and get rid of that. So maybe there are a couple more things. Maybe we want to insert another field here. Maybe here in the body of the email for this late shipment, maybe we do want to put in the PO number for this. So I can select that field and do insert. And that's going to put in our cycle, the PO number for this cycle. I'm going to put my cursor back to the beginning of this line, and I'm going to identify this and call it PO num, PO number. And so this is how you edit the body of your email and add your fields. Once you are through editing that, you can click the preview rule and have a look. And now we see this is what it looks like. Sure enough, everything's in blue font here, everything that we've chosen. And the append notes, since this is for a late shipment, the supplier is never going to be adding notes as a late shipment, because this is kind of one of those for when something does not happen. And so we don't need to worry about check marking that. And I will go ahead and click the next button. All right, and now we're here to the repeat, and I promised we would go over what this repeat does. So I'm going to actually say I want this to repeat 3 times every 1 day. So what this is going to do, this alert is going to fire 3 times for the next 3 days. So, you know, the supplier, they missed their shipment. They're going to get the initial alert to say, hey, you're late on this shipment. And then if the next day they still have not shipped it, they're going to receive another alert saying, hey, you haven't shipped this. And then let's say the next day they still have not shipped the goods. They'll get another alert to say, hey, you haven't shipped this. And then they say, well, okay, well, we really need to ship it. We've got our stuff, and they ship it. So now they've shipped it. That third day, the next day, they're not going to get that alert because they have shipped it. So as soon as they, if they ship it after that first or second day, they will not receive the remainder of the alerts that are out there. But after this has repeated 3 times, if they still have not shipped it, they will not receive any more alerts because we only told this to fire to repeat 3 more times. So that's how that works. And the reason we didn't do that for our releasing a card is that would just repeat every day for 3 days, and it's the same release. So that would just cause some confusion. So doing it for that rule did not make sense, but doing it for something like a missed shipment, the late shipment, the repeat might make a little bit of sense. So I will go ahead, we'll click the finish button here. And so now we can see this is a browser and email alert, and looks like we want it to. I can click the preview rule, and sure enough, there it is. All right, so you can, if you have a rule you want to edit, maybe receive a couple of the alerts and you think, oh, I need to add this field, you can still do that. You can edit that and go through and add the additional field that you want. And this is one of those cases where, you do have to keep in mind, so this is that late shipment. So if we edit this rule and we maybe add another field, maybe we want to add the PO line number or something, that might not immediately take effect because any card that's in cycle, it's still going to be, whatever it was at the time the rule was defined. So that is something to keep in mind. And with these, if you would like, you can, if you find you've done a duplicate rule or something like that, created a duplicate, you can highlight the rule and choose disable, and that will disable the rule. It'll put a little X next to it, so anything that has the next to it that has been disabled.
One thing I want to add is when you're disabling a rule, if there are alerts already in the pipeline, those will still get delivered.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So like if this late shipment rule, if this had been active for a month or so, and we just now disable this rule, any card that's already in cycle, if the supplier is late on it, they are still going to receive that alert. It's just no new ones, as you release a card, no new ones will be in the pipeline. And so once you do have a rule disabled, you can delete it. I don't know if many people noticed or not. Once I click on a rule that is enabled, you cannot directly delete a rule. You have to disable it first, and then once you disable it, Do I want to disable it? Yes. So once you disable it, at that point is when you can delete it. And that will kind of, it's a bit of a safeguard that's built in there. If you accidentally disable one, if you disabled the wrong one, you just highlight it and choose enable, and that will enable that rule again. So these are kind of your options. We've gone over the add, the edit, disable, and the preview. And I believe that is a lot of the stuff that I did want to cover. I want to go back to the slide presentation for a moment and talk about the grouping and the grouping of the alerts. So if we choose grouping right now, if we were to choose that with the way this rule is, on a regular one, if we group every 2 hours or 24 hours, however we were to group, the email would look very much like this. And so what we would like to do in the next webinar, we don't have time today, in the next one, what we'd like to do is go over how to create a nice little wiki or a grid alert so that it takes that data in this other format up here, the regular format, and puts it in this nice Excel kind of grid format. So that's something to look forward to the next time. And do we have any other questions at this time that we need to go over?
Not many. Basically, I think you pretty much covered everything.
Okay.
And whatever question I had, we answered it at that moment of time.
Okay. Okay. All right. If you need anything else, if you have any questions, my contact information is here on the screen. And that is all that we have today. And I want to thank you all for your time. And everyone have a very good rest of the day.